Once upon a time, nestled within a vibrant and bustling village, there lived a remarkable woman known as Mama Nyota. Her towering figure and robust stature were complemented by her radiant smile and extraordinary sewing skills, which had transformed her life from one of dire poverty into that of the most adored dressmaker in the community. In her early years, Mama Nyota faced a multitude of hardships. Her family often struggled to make ends meet, leaving her with clothes that were not only worn but also frayed and tattered, a reflection of their challenging circumstances. Her stepmother also treated her harshly, oftentimes abusing her physically, emotionally, mentally, and overall neglect. As a young girl, Nyota trudged to school each day while her classmates took the school bus, which meant she frequently arrived late. She walked barefoot, her feet toughened by the rugged terrain, and wore a tattered school uniform that hung loosely on her thin frame because her stepmother refused to allow her father to buy her anything essential because she didn't like her. Mornings were particularly hard. Often, she left home without breakfast, her stomach growling in protest as she watched her friends buy Hausa cocoa from the local seller, Mamuna, while she walked too long. Lonely hours, hungry and afraid. When Nyota finally reached school, the harsh reality of her situation continued to unfold. Her teacher, often impatient, would strike her with a cane for her tardiness, and the laughter of her classmates echoed in her ears like a cruel taunt. At lunchtime, while other children enjoyed rice from the local kiosk, Nyota would rummage through the bins, her heart heavy as she scavenged for leftovers. It was a humiliating existence, yet her spirit remained unbroken. One fateful day, overwhelmed by her circumstances, Nyota turned to prayer, beseeching God to send an angel to provide her with food. Citing the words from the book of Matthew that called for the hungry to be fed. Miraculously, her prayers were answered. Mamuna, noticing Nyota's plight as she searched the bins, called out to her. With a warm smile, Mamuna promised that Nyota could come to her Hausa cocoa stand every morning for a free serving of cocoa. Additionally, Mamuna provided her with a small daily allowance to buy food at lunchtime. This act of kindness significantly nourished Nyota, allowing her to regain her health, beauty, and a flicker of happiness. Despite this newfound support, Nyota's clothes remained old and rugged. She prayed once more, asking God to send someone to buy her new clothes. Shortly after her earnest prayers, a compassionate woman spotted her on her way to school. Taking pity on the young girl, the woman bought Nyota a brand new school uniform. This act of generosity transformed Nyota's life. She no longer felt like an outcast but began to fit in, make friends, and shed the burden of bullying and scorn. Inspired by the woman's talent, Nyota nurtured a dream of her own, although the woman lived miles away in a big city and couldn't teach her. One fateful night, consumed by a yearning for change, Nyota fervently prayed to God, asking for the wisdom and ability to master the art of dressmaking. That very night, she experienced a vivid dream in which an angel visited her, imparting the sacred secrets of sewing, a revelation that would irrevocably alter the trajectory of her life. This dream ignited a fire within her, propelling her towards her destiny. With unwavering resolve and a heart full of hope, Mama Nyota opened the doors of her charming little shop, filling it with a kaleidoscope of colourful fabrics and intricate patterns that honoured and celebrated the rich cultural heritage of her village. Each dress she crafted transcended mere clothing. It became a narrative woven into the fabric, serving as a bridge that connected the cherished traditions of the past with the evolving sensibilities of the present. As her reputation blossomed, her shop transformed into a beloved gathering place where villagers flocked not only to purchase garments, but also to engage in lively conversation, share the latest news, indulge in gossip, and enjoy hearty bouts of laughter. It became a vibrant hub of connection where friendships blossomed and alliances were forged. Despite her growing success, Nyota faced significant challenges within her domestic life. She lived under the same roof as her stepmother, who frequently reminded her of her subordinate status within the family and treated her with unwarranted disdain. Yet, even amid such adversity, she found solace and strength in the affectionate embrace of her community, which rallied around her in support. As she grew into adulthood and had her own children, she also took on a girl called Amani, who reminded Nyota of her younger self. This caused tensions between her and her biological children, as they felt her time, money, and resources should only go to them. Though they adored her deeply, they issued a stern warning against treating Amani, her stepdaughter, as if she were one of their own. This warning weighed heavily on Mama Nyota's heart, leaving her torn between her genuine affection for Amani and her desire to maintain harmony within her family unit. Mama Nyota devoted herself tirelessly to creating exquisite outfits for various village festivities, often working late into the night to ensure that every garment was crafted with meticulous care and unparalleled attention to detail. The joy that illuminated the faces of her neighbors as they donned her creations filled her with immense pride, reinforcing the significance of her craft within the community. Yet despite her passion for sewing, her earnest attempts to pass on her skills to her children were met with resistance and indifference. They frequently dismissed her efforts to teach them, leaving Mama Nyota feeling a blend of frustration and longing, hopeful that one day they would come to appreciate the art she cherished so deeply. As the village prepared for the much-anticipated annual harvest festival, Mama Nyota made a heartfelt decision to create a special dress for Amani. This gesture was intended to convey her belief that love transcends all boundaries and familial ties. She poured her heart and soul into the design, infusing it with creativity, affection, and the hope that it would bring joy to Amani. When the day of the festival finally dawned, Amani adorned the dress with grace and elegance, her beauty radiating amidst the colorful celebrations that surrounded them. As the festivities unfolded, Mama Nyota's heart swelled with pride, however. She also felt a pang of anxiety about how her biological children would react to her gesture. To her astonishment, they admired Amani's dress and began to understand the love and care that had gone into its creation. This poignant moment marked a significant turning point in Mama Nyota's life, as she came to realize the importance of standing firm in her beliefs, championing love and kindness, regardless of blood relations or societal expectations. With renewed courage and determination, Mama Nyota began to assert herself not only in her dressmaking endeavors, but also within her family dynamics. She confronted her stepmother and stepfather, demanding the respect and dignity she rightfully deserved. Her children, witnessing this powerful transformation, gradually began to embrace Amani as a cherished member of their family. Mama Nyota's influence extended far beyond her shop. She evolved into a role model for others within the village, inspiring them to pursue their passions and to stand resolutely against the injustices that plagued their lives. As time flowed onward, Mama Nyota's dreams continued to expand and evolve. She envisioned a future where both Amani and her biological children would unite through the love of fashion and not merely appreciate the art of dressmaking, but would also carry forward the legacy she had painstakingly built. She sought innovative and creative ways to teach them, often weaving valuable lessons into their daily routines, and slowly but surely, her children began to express a burgeoning interest in the craft that had once seemed so distant and unapproachable to them. Mama Nyota also decided to give back to her community by establishing a sewing club to teach other young people how to sew and create their clothes. This initiative blossomed into a vibrant program, producing many skilled dressmakers and tailors who contributed to the village's growth and development. As a result, the village became renowned as the Village Fashionista, a title that filled Mama Nyota with pride. Through her remarkable resilience, boundless love, and unwavering faith, Mama Nyota transformed not only her life, but also the lives of those around her. She became a beacon of hope within the village, a living testament to the transformative power of community love and the unbreakable bonds that unite us all. And so, the enchanting tale of Mama Nyota, the gifted dressmaker, continued to be woven into the rich tapestry of village life, forever celebrated and cherished by all those who were fortunate enough to know her. As the years passed, Mama Nyota's influence in the village deepened, and her story became woven into the very fabric of the community. Her sewing shop, once a modest space, flourished into a bustling center of creativity and camaraderie.